The rain fell on the window pane, blurring the lights of London into dancing stars. Inside the cozy apartment, Sarah snuggled deeper into the blanket, a mug of hot chocolate warming her hands. The wind howled outside, mimicking the turmoil in her heart. For weeks now, she'd been fighting with Tom, her boyfriend of 3 years. Their fights weren't loud or angry. They were silent, tense standoffs where tears threatened to spill but never did. Now, perched on the edge of her bed, she wrestled with a choice that felt heavier than the world. Tom wanted to move in together, but the thought of merging their lives seemed to squeeze her heart. Was she ready? Did she even want to? Memories flickered through her mind, faces of her past flashing like images on a screen. Her parents, smiling and carefree, her sister laughing, her arm linked through Sarah's. A young girl with pigtails skipping ahead of Sarah's, who held her hand tightly. Yet none of these memories included Tom. As she sipped the chocolate, its bittersweet taste mirroring her thoughts, the phone rang, shattering the silence. It was Tom. He wanted to meet, to talk. He didn't know she was already on her way out. The park was deserted, the rain having chased everyone home. The wind whipped around Sarah, tugging at her jacket like 1,000 tiny hands. Each gust brought back a memory, a whisper from her past. Then she saw them, the bandshell where she and her friends spent hours playing, daydreaming, sharing secrets. This was where she truly felt free. And yet, as she walked towards it, she realized she couldn't remember a single conversation with Tom here. There was the rose bush where she had confessed her feelings to her high school crush, burying her face in its thorny embrace. And there was the spot where she had told her parents about her dreams, their eyes shining with pride. Each place resonated with the echoes of her past, but Tom was absent from all of them. Suddenly, the wind carried a new sound, the faint strains of piano music. Drawn to it, Sarah followed the notes until she reached the old bandstand. And there he was, Tom, sitting on the steps, his fingers dancing on the keys of his old, battered piano. The music swelled, pouring out of him, filling the empty air. It was beautiful, haunting, and utterly heartbreaking. When he finished, Sarah stepped forward. "Why are you here?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Tom turned, surprise flickering across his face. "I thought you weren't coming," he said, standing. The music died on his lips. "I didn't know you played," Sarah admitted, mesmerized by the piano and the raw emotions etched on Tom's face. "I learned recently," he said, his gaze dropping to his hands. "Do you hate me?" he asked quietly. Sarah's heart twisted. Hate him? She would never hate him, but she also couldn't pretend that everything was fine. "No, I don't hate you, but I think I need more time," she said, her voice catching. Tom's shoulders slumped. "I see," he murmured. A beat of silence stretched between them, heavy with unspoken words and unshed tears. Finally, Tom spoke, his voice rough. "Will you still love me if I leave?" Sarah's head snapped up, startled by his question. Leave? Why would he leave? Before she could reply, Tom continued, "If you need space, if you don't feel the same, it's better if I go. If I stay, I might hurt you, and that's something I never want to do." His words hit her like a wave, knocking the breath from her lungs. Hurt her? How could he think that? Sarah wanted to scream, to shake him, to make him understand that she did love him. But she stopped herself. His words echoed in her mind, and she knew he was right. Love is beautiful, but sometimes the greatest act of love is letting go. "You wouldn't be hurting me," she whispered, tears finally spilling down her cheeks. "You'd be setting me free." Slowly, Tom's eyes met hers, understanding dawning in their depths. He wiped away her tears, his touch gentle, reverent. "Are you sure?" he whispered, his voice hoarse. Sarah nodded, unable to speak past the lump in her throat. Tom leaned in, his lips brushing against her forehead. "Then let me go," he murmured, the words breaking her heart. As he turned to leave, Sarah called out, "Wait." She took a deep breath, forcing herself to be calm. "I just want you to know," she began, her voice shaking, "that even though we're not together, you'll always be someone special to me. What we shared was real, and you deserve someone who can give you everything you want. She watched as he looked back, his eyes filled with emotion. She couldn't read them, couldn't decipher the turmoil within. Was it sadness? Regret? Or maybe, just maybe, a glimmer of hope for the future? Without another word, he turned and walked away, disappearing into the gathering gloom. Left alone, Sarah sank to the ground, the damp grass chilling her skin. The wind picked up, whipping strands of her hair across her face. Through her tears, she saw the rose bush. Its thorns pricked her fingers, drawing blood. Yet she didn't flinch. The pain was a welcome distraction, grounding her in the present. She closed her eyes, willing the ache to consume her, to replace the hollowness in her chest. When she opened them again, the sky had cleared, the clouds parted. The moon peeked through, bathing the park in silver light. A single star twinkled above, sending its light dancing on the rippling surface of the lake. Peace settled over Sarah, a calm she hadn't felt in weeks. It was as if a weight had been lifted, replaced by a newfound clarity. She understood now. Sometimes letting go is the kindest thing we can do, not only for ourselves, but for those we love. She thought of Tom, his music echoing in her ears, and she knew he too deserved his own melody, one that she could no longer play. With a shaky breath, Sarah rose to her feet. The chill had vanished. A gentle breeze caressed her skin, carrying with it the scent of blooming roses. As she walked home, the streetlights blurred, turning the city into a watercolor painting. Her heart was lighter, her steps surer. The night had started with tears, but ended with a sliver of hope. She had let go, and in doing so, found a piece of herself that she didn't know was missing. The road ahead was uncertain, but Sarah felt ready to walk it, knowing that even if the path was dark, the stars would guide her through. She would heal, she would grow, and when the time was right, she would love again. Because sometimes letting go is the only way to hold on to hope. And hope, as Sarah knew, was the most beautiful melody of all. Moral of the story: sometimes the hardest thing we have to do is let go, whether it's a toxic relationship, a painful memory, or an unhealthy habit. Letting go is essential for our growth and healing. However, it can be incredibly challenging. It takes courage, strength, and resilience. But the good news is that once we learn how to let go, we become truly free. We can move forward in life with clarity, peace, and joy. So if you're struggling to let go of something that's hurting you, know that it's possible. Reach out for help, lean on your loved ones, and believe in yourself. You can do this. You deserve to be happy, and letting go is the first step towards that happiness.